the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my games. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession.
All right, hello everybody and welcome to tonight's competition. Greetings to everyone who's participating and also to those who are on YouTube. Can you just give me a wave if you can hear me all right? All right, great to have you all with us. So yeah, we've got an exciting lineup today. We have people participating from all over Europe. We also have participants joining us from New Zealand, a participant from Peru, and also folks in America. So great that you're all joining us on the Euro Jigsaw Jam. I'd like to greet my co-hosts for today, James and Nichols.
Hi, Michelle. Hi.
Hi, James. Great to have you there. Yeah, you've been busy. You were at the British Nationals a week ago.
Yeah, so increasingly, I'm secretary of the UK JPA now, and along with Jason and Annika, with this sort of committee for that. And we had our inaugural sort of federation rules-based nationals in Bradford 2 weekends ago, and it was such fun. It was better than we could imagine. We thought we'd just run it for one day this year. I think it's going to be bigger and better next year, but we had such a good time. Some amazing times. We had like I don't know whether you call it like a Kristen story or an Alice story. We had somebody come from nowhere. Her first competition came second.
Oh wow! And who's that?
So she's called Rachel. She's never competed before. I've been trying to message her the last day or two to see if she's going to do any other competitions. And then it even gets better because we had a pairs finder for the afternoon, and she literally found somebody to do the pairs with, and she came second in the pairs as
Oh
well.
wow!
So it was a wonder. But I mean, we had a terrific time. Yeah, Sarah Mills, who'd been very strong in any sort of British competitions before, came first in the pairs with her sister, and Emma Quirk, who finished just behind Alejandro in semi-finals in Worlds this year, won the solos. So we had some very good times. We also had the really wonderful thing that Ravensburg were just amazing to us because it was our first one. They basically did unreleased puzzles, and they arranged that the two puzzle designers were UK designers, and they were there for the event. So it was such a wonderful weekend. We had a really great time. Couldn't have really wanted for anything. We even had lovely weather in the north of England for the competition. So it was great.
Yeah, it looked like a fantastic weekend. Like the puzzles looked really fun. The one, very British with teapots. I heard people had struggled with that one, but I think I would have really enjoyed the teapot one.
Yeah, because I was commentating on that one. I wasn't competing. I subsequently have done that one, and again, I performed with my usual highly mediocre level, but relatively, it was actually quite a faster puzzle for me. I really enjoyed it. It's a lovely puzzle, and it was a bit special having had time talking to the artist as well. That was great. She was telling me about she'd designed it with a combination of digital art and hand drawn art. So she draws and then she pulls things into digital patterns, and it made it really quite special. It was great, and really enjoyed that. And then we had a busier, more colourful puzzle for the pairs. It was good. There were quite a few people who found that teapot one quite hard and performed below where they've been performing in some other online competitions. So I think it really was a bit of a split field puzzle. It suited some people down to the ground and not so much others.
Well, before we get on to the theme, I have one, just want to mention SJ, who came third in pairs with Dan. She's in the chat, and she says we need teams next year. So, there's room for growth and ambitious for next year.
Possible announcements to come.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, so the Google Meet is filling out. We have 80 plus people in the call, and we'll be doing the reveal in about 3 minutes. So I just wanted to mention we had a theme for this topic, for this competition, and James chose the topic of hazards of puzzling. And so I'll throw the question first to you. What do you consider the hazards of puzzling in general, or speed puzzling?
So my first memory of puzzling is pretty well all my life. Puzzling has just captivated me, and it was that thing about realizing it was sort of 2 o'clock in the morning and we were doing the puzzle on the floor, and I couldn't feel my legs apart from that fizzy feeling of sort of nerve tingling from just having not moved for a few hours. So that's probably my oldest memory of sort of daft related puzzle injuries, and then I suppose the more recent one is just how it can consume large amounts of my time. I've got a pretty busy schedule, and trying to fit puzzling in as well is probably the sort of biggest current thing, I would say. But probably those two are the ones that stand out to me.
Yeah, so we also asked that question to the participants in the registration form. The most common answer was back pain. Followed by the cost of new puzzles, or something about how to manage all the puzzles that people get. Some other comments were, for example, somebody said about potential burnout, a negative self-image if one doesn't make expected progress, eyesight problems. Some people think that they're worried that they won't know how to casual puzzle anymore, that they won't be able to relax when they puzzle because they just have that that push to always do speed puzzling.
One of the reasons I thought of the subject, Michelle, and I don't know whether this was a spoof, but when I was at Worlds in commentating, someone flashed a message in front of me that said that US nationals had banned standing up. And I don't know if this is an April Fool's joke. I have been back and looked at some of their live feed, and I've seen that there's lots of people standing up. So I don't know whether that was an April Fool's joke.
It was April Fool's, yeah.
Yeah, I sort of did eventually sort of work out that I had completely fallen for that one. But that was one of the reasons why I thought this might be quite an interesting one to bring up. Plus some other reasons we might come into a bit later on.
Yeah, no. So as we have time, I'll read out some more of what the participants commented on. And that was a funny one from the US Nationals. It was like just a week before. It was like maybe even a few days before. Update. There's been some rule changes. The first rule is that no standing is allowed, as in while puzzling. And I was shocked. I was like, What? Like I love standing up to puzzle. That's like every, you get into your like game zone. And then once I read it and once I started reading the other ones, like, every team has to do a victory dance before they can start the next puzzle. I was like, okay, I see it. All right, I think we're ready to do the reveal. So yes, time for warm-up puzzles to be put away. And you may now unwrap your puzzle and remove the stickers on there. Yeah, so we have lots of people joining us. Great to have you there in the chat. All right, yes, so take off the wrapping paper and the stickers and place the puzzle box back in the middle of the table. This one is from Schmidt and is called a dog selfie. Yeah, Jessica, please put the lid back on the box. Yeah. So we just want to be sure that the stickers come off so that when I say go, you can lift off the puzzle box lid easily, but for now, just leave it on the table with a lid on. All right. Just wait for one more person. Okay. Let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, everybody, puzzle.
Well, look, Michelle, there are times in your life when you're pleased to be puzzling, and then there are times in your life when you're pleased to be commentating. And I'm going to go for the latter, I think. The animal selfie thing's become a bit of a trope, hasn't it? Within
they're in almost every brand. Like I've seen this from Ravensburger, other ones as well. There's the sloth, there's the barnyard animals and the cats and all that. So yeah, it is kind of a typical image. There's like horses was at the German nationals. So yeah, lots of tongues and noses and yeah, fur. So let's see how everyone goes to.
This is one of those where people are going, oh, thank goodness there's some sky.
Exactly, yeah. So that's yeah, there's a bit of sky in this one. All right, I'm going to start in the alphabet at M today. And let's start with Martia. Martia from the Netherlands, Maya from Finland. We have Maya VB from Germany, Mandy from the Netherlands, Mari from the USA, and Maria from Slovakia. And I just got the tip from Jim that Mari has just arrived from being in transit on tour. So it looks like she arrived just a couple of minutes beforehand and flew straight into doing the puzzle. All right. Yeah, so I think I'll leave Martia on the screen a bit longer today so that we can watch her her strategy and her skills in more detail. She won the Dutch championship, the one with the Jan van Hasteren puzzle. She was the individual champion and her team also did really well. I think they came third. So yeah, we haven't had so much time to focus on her. So yeah, we'll watch her a bit more today.
So have you done this puzzle, Michelle?
I have, yes. So what do you think about this puzzle, James? Where would you start?
Well, I think it's perfectly reasonable. Flip and sort and do the frame, and then I mean I'm just always drawn to warm colours, so I probably would pull out all the tongues, and then I would place them where they would be. Then it's a real difficult one because you've got the sky the sky and the greenery that's a nice pull out with sort of 50 pieces or so there. And then I suppose you could do the white dog or the two black dogs, but you're going to be left with quite a lot of sort of beige, fawn-coloured middle fur, aren't you? Eyes, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. So there is one completely white dog, and then there's one completely black dog, and then two dogs that have like, one has more like the upper half of the head is black, and the other one has like from like the nose downwards is more black, and then the rest are all this kind of this orangey browny color. Yeah.
One of the things I always find is interesting with commentating now, looking at competitions, is trying to work out what part is going to be solved last. Because there's almost always that sort of thing where you get to the last bit, and there's a large gaping hole somewhere that seems to be sort of commonly the trickiest bit. And I'm just wondering if it's all that sort of that fawny brown. I think that's going to be it. Any other suggestions as to other bits that people might in the chat do last? Would be interested to hear.
Yeah, so let's see what the competitors are doing. I've just changed the screens up. So we have Marta from Norway, Martin, that's actually Maria TB from Sweden, Marilyn from Estonia, Mona from Germany, and Muni from Germany. And if we look at Marcia, she's got the greens and blues out, so it looks like she's starting with the background first. Yeah, so that's also something, when there's something that's like really full on in the foreground, sometimes it's better just to focus on the background and kind of get that one out of the way while you're still acquainting yourself. Yeah.
I think we just had a message from Hannah there, Michelle. Don't know if you got that.
She's unfortunately. Yeah, so Hannah is skipping this one. Unfortunately, she's having issues with the laptop and doesn't know how
to be fair, I don't actually believe the laptop line. I think this is just she's looked at the dogs.
No, I'm sure she would. fly at this one.
And bailed. I mean, I do wonder whether there is a niche. I mean, SJ's just commented in the thing that she actually's grown to really like doing fur, and I guess there might well be a puzzling niche group who are the sort of real fur specialists who might well enjoy ploughing their way through this.
Yeah, so it looks like many people are going to start with the border on this one, or at least with the top border. So we can see that Mona has got like the top strip going and the side border with some flowers, and also Marta and Mooney working on those sections as well. Okay, so we have now, Nia from the UK, Nicole from Bulgaria, Patrick from Switzerland, Rachel from Denmark, and Rebecca from the USA.
Yeah, Nia did well in our nationals. I'm just trying to remember. She certainly was in the top 10. She might have even been pushing the top 5.
Yeah, she's done well in the online competitions with us. So I always kind of have her on my radar for the top 20, and she definitely seems to be one of the faster UK participants.
She came 4th. There you go. I did her a dirty there. she came 4th. Yeah. And she's always, when we've been doing the speed runs as well, she's always super competitive when she gets multiple goes at doing puzzles. It's one of our fastest puzzlers.
So do you think you would sort this one? Like, look at Rachel's screen. Is that something, are you a sorter? Is that something that you would do?
Me, I'm much more chaotic. Gosh, that's very, that's a proper sort, isn't it? That certainly looks like, you can certainly see all the sort of dark, dense blacks there. Partly my issue is, that my main thing is puzzling with Kasia, and Kasia is not only the sorter within the pair, but also our team that we have as well. She's the main sorter for the team. So I have the delightful. I mean, she's just a delight to puzzle with, because she'll puzzle without looking at the image. She'll puzzle upside down, and then she'll sort, and she'll give me jobs to do. So she's like the dream puzzle partner. She's so good, which again explains my more mediocre individual performance.
Yeah, and Graham just commented as well that Nia won the inaugural Puzzle Guzzle. So yeah, definitely one of the top British participants. And
yes, I'm being properly put right by the British contingent on the chat about not giving Nia quite such high billing, but apologies, Nia. Definitely fourth, and very good and very good too.
Yeah, so I've got Rika on screen, Rika from Finland, Robert from Sweden, Sabina from Denmark, Sammy from USA, and Sandra from Peru. And actually, yeah, we're going to hopefully have a chat with Sandra later. She's our participant from Peru. And yeah, we'd love to know how the puzzling scene is down there. And this is her second time participating in an online competition. So Marcia is making really good progress on the background. She's got the blues out of the way and is now working on the trees. And we can see, actually everybody else is starting on the border. Rika, Robert, Sabina, Sammy, and Sandra are all going for that border to get the frame in place.
That's fine. So what was your motivation in your choice here, Michelle?
Well, I really like Schmidt puzzles. They have really good quality. Unfortunately, they don't have so much selection though. So I'm kind of running out of options, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I've only done 2 Schmidt puzzles, and they are just terrific quality. I really enjoyed the ones we've done. But I think I sort of also remember I don't like the image. I think that I like the puzzle, the actual puzzle pieces, but don't remember liking the image that much.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not bringing out that many this year. I did see them at the exhibition, and I even wrote them a really long email encouraging them to expand their 500-piece catalog, but they just say, we sell more 1,000-piece puzzles, and they brought out five new puzzles this year. I don't know if there's another release later, but at least at the beginning of the year at the exhibition, and they introduced 5 more, and one of them was a Thomas Kincaid. So yeah, the selection is pretty slim, but you get a really good quality puzzle. Let's focus on that.
You'd never tempted to select a Thomas Kincaid puzzle?
Oh, we had one. We had the Little Mermaid, because he's also got the Disney collection as well.
Right. Yeah. He did a whole series of Disney. Disney,
have you done any of these selfie style puzzles yourself?
Yeah, we did all. I think I've done all the Ravensburger ones. So we've done the sloths, we've done the cows, we've done the dogs, we've done the farmyard animals. I think we've done all of those. And I would say I think the hardest is probably I think it's the sloths, because they're all very similar. At least with something like this, you've got some difference in color between them. I was just having a look to see if I could find the artist for this one, but I'm struggling with that at the moment. If anybody can find that would be good. Give people a little mission on the chat. Who is the artist for Dog Selfie?
Oh, let's have a look. Interletho Licensing.
Oh, is that a name, or is that?
It's just one of those licensed images. So sometimes you see like MGL, which is also another licensing agency. They basically just have a whole bunch of, well, not stock images, but like images from different artists in one place that you can use for a licensing fee. But often they don't mention the actual artist name who put it together.
That's quite an odd name if that was their name.
Yeah. All right. So on screen we have Selma from Sweden, Celia from Norway, Stefan from Austria, Stephanie K from Germany, and Susanna from Germany. So it's all looking pretty similar, James. What do you think?
Where everyone's got to. So everyone's got the sky out the way, haven't they? That is the striking color difference sort, isn't it? To get the blues and the greens out. But everyone now has that sort of like nice archway of of happy stuff.
We're going to have a silhouette of dogs.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, at this stage, everything's looking pretty similar. I mean, like Stephanie K is looking not too different compared to Marcia. I mean, they've got that basic overall frame there. The bottom left is a bit open, but yeah, Stephanie K is doing really well. All right, let's keep moving and see who else we have with us today. We haven't found anyone yet who's doing a completely different strategy yet. Maybe there's always one person out there who goes for something different. Just got to find them.
And I can't see a lot of actual sorting going on for most of the ones we've had on the screen. There's a few. There's a bit. Oh, now there we go. There's a bit more sorting there in the bottom right. Now we've got someone who's got their birthday today, who's competing.
Oh yes, that's right.
Kieran from Ireland's birthday. We'll flip over the alphabet and get there soon, won't we, when we get to the letter C.
Yeah, so also we're at 14, well, just coming up to 15 minutes. So yeah, write in the chat what you think the winning time would be. Let's see what you think it'll be. So we've got also with us tonight, we have Susanna from USA, Tamar from the Netherlands, Teresa from Czechia, Veronica from Slovakia, and Tobias from Sweden. And we can see some floating tongues on Tobias's screen. So yeah, I have to admit, I also went for the tongues. It was like, it's the only kind of color that pops on this image after you've done the sky and the trees. And so yeah, it was just like collecting all the pinks and trying to, there's actually a pink flower in the bottom left corner, and also a pink flower in the bottom right corner. And then it's kind of just like, locating which tongue belongs to which dog.
So just seeing whether people are pulling out the tongues. I guess that's another, if you're pulling stuff out on a search, it is a more striking, probably, 60, 70, 80 piece pull, isn't it? But then you have to find your way through 8 or 9 tongues.
Yeah, you can see Tobias doing his, holding up a piece up to the image and then finding it on the box, placing it. So yeah, I also was I'm a bit more similar in style to Tobias. I often refer to the image, and if I know something goes somewhere, even if it's not attached to it, I will just kind of place it roughly. If I know that's the nose of that dog, I will just place it there, even if it's just floating by itself for some time. Yeah.
And the eyes, I suppose that's another, to go for the eyes. As something that you can spot on 2 or 3 pieces and start to build. And then I guess one of the other things that you can do is look at the contrasting bits, so where the white meets the black, or the black meets the brown.
Oh yeah, true. That's because you do have the different colors.
Where you've got those intersections. That's another possibility.
Intersections, I like that, because I'm always trying to think how to describe where the 2 colors meet, the intersection of colors.
And then also there are difference in the lengths of the dog on the right of the image above the black dachshund has got that sort of more long fur in its ears. The bottom left, the Yorkshire Terrier's got, so that's, again, it's more of a sort of feathery, but it's different fur. So it might be that it might actually be once you've done some noise reduction and got a little bit down, actually beginning to start to see the difference in the dogs. The little Chihuahua is quite orange, the pug's more of a sort of grey slate colour. So it might well be that people can begin to sort it reasonably well once they actually sort of get a bit of the noise down and start to find their way. So it'd be interesting to see, because it looks like everybody started with a sort of, there's lots of people doing what looks like a fairly sort of chaotic, unsorted first start, but then whether people then start to be able to pull and sort a little bit better.
Yeah, so on screen right now we have Vicky from Hungary, Juanita from Thailand, living in Germany, and we have Victor from Poland, Zach from UK, and Zana from Latvia. And it looks like Victor is the furthest ahead so far, so he's also started to do the tongues, but also some of the tops of the head. Yeah, so the one that's probably takes up the most space, perhaps, is like this yellowish Labrador, and you can see he started to do some of their head on that part.
Zach, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, is one of the puzzlers who he's actually improved massively with his times in the UK. From being sort of where I am, he's now way ahead of me in times, in faster times. But I think he found the teacups not his sort of. It was so difficult doing the commentary and trying to not say his cup of tea, because it's. I think on the commentary that got said in the 2.5, because we did give a fairly generous 2.5 hours for individuals. I think not my cup of tea was the most stated.
Yeah, and I just need to point out, this is a different Zach. So this is Zach from the UK. The Zach Zacco that was mentioned a lot at the US Nationals is from. Yeah, he makes the puzzle boards, like these small boards that like Andrea and Mari often use, but he's based in America. Oh yeah. Oh look, there's Zacco. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, Zacco, I think Zacco was actually in the chat. Hi Zacco, I love your boards, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got confused because you were talking about Zach. I thought somebody thought it was the same one. All right. Yeah. So we also have Vicky on screen, and she's also doing a quite similar strategy to like Tobias and Marcia, and pulling out those tongues, and got little bits placed randomly on the page. But yeah, it looks like Victor is the furthest ahead. So we're going to jump now to the top of the top of the alphabet. Let's check in on Alejandro, who's looking very pink. And we have Amber from New Zealand, Amka from Germany, Andreas from Cyprus, and yes, so some funny pink filter on Alejandro's. But yeah, he's made a lot of progress. He's got the white dog, most of the white dog done.
Yeah, white dog seems to be quite a popular choice. I think, it is interesting, people doing the dogs that are adjacent to the sky. That's so people are almost just working their way down, although not the black dog. People are leaving the space of the black dog. But quite a lot of people now, they're beginning to get into the dogs. We're seeing them go for the ones that intersect with the sky. A lot of love for Zach in the chat. Zach Go puzzle boards.
Yes, I have a few puzzle boards. So I was it was Andrea kindly gifted me a couple, and I really enjoy them. So I use them towards the end. I definitely use them with 1,000 piece puzzles, but also sometimes when I have to do some shape sorting at the end, and a bit tricky on a 500 piece puzzle. Yeah, so everyone here looking pretty good, following the regular path. Let's check out who else we have with us. So Angelica from Germany, Anna from Cyprus, Anna from Germany. I'll check in with Alejandro later. And we also have Anna from France. Got a nice overhead view there from Angelica. But yeah, it's interesting. Marcia hasn't done the bottom border yet, but just as it comes along. So she's got some of those. She's got that little mini dog, Chihuahua, I guess it is. She's been working on that one. Yeah, I think I also went quite early for the orange Chihuahua, because it does have a more of an orangey glow to it. Yeah, and of course you also have like a little the neck strip of the neck also attaches to the border, so it was quite of an easy one. You've also got the black background, so where the ears stick out, you have, you know, quite a nice contrast with the orange and the black of the dachshund.
Yeah.
Are you a dog person?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No. But dogs when I was a youngster, but our house just doesn't work for dogs. So we are chicken people.
Oh, fabulous.
Our ever increasing numbers of chickens. Yeah, that's yes, we have chickens.
I would love to have chickens. Excuse me, Bettina, we can't see your puzzle. Would you be able, Bettina Gelderland, if you can hear us, can you turn the camera a bit more down towards the table? Perfect, thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh, now I think Rachel.
Yes, thank you.
Rachel Chambers is now in the chat. So Rachel is in the chat, who came second in our nationals.
Oh, hello, Rachel.
Well done, congratulations.
come join us sometime on the online competition. So we have Astrid from Denmark, Barbara from Austria, Bettina from Nederlanden, and Bibi from Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of people are starting with the white dog, because you also have the white ears that poke into the blue. And yeah, having those pointy ears, it is easier to kind of do the outline of the hair. I found the lower part of the white dog quite tricky though, because it kind of blends into this grey, and then I just didn't even the direction of the hair. I just got really confused. So I know I definitely did the ears and like the eyes and the nose, but with the rest of the hair, I just had to put it off to the side and come back to it later.
Yeah, I'm wondering if those greys might well be the last things that some people do, because they repeat very similarly tonally across 4 of the dogs. Although I've still not seen anybody doing the black dog yet. So now that looks, I'm trying to see who that is in the top, in the center there. They're looking really nicely filled in, got nearly 4 dogs finished.
Yeah, so that's Victor.
There's Victor, yeah. Victor's still on the screen. Oh, yes, so I've got Victor's there. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, I did check again today how many people have done this puzzle. According to myspeedpuzzling.com, there was only like 7 people who had done the puzzle, and the fastest time was something like an hour or something. So it hadn't been done by many people at all. So, I mean, I know Victor does a lot of puzzles, but he also logs his puzzles. So maybe this is the first time for him. And I'm just trying to pull it up again. Schmidt.
I'm always interested from the artist's point of view about how they go about generating. I mean, the brushwork all looks very digital brushwork, and whether that's then just based on slightly distorted individual shots of dogs that they've
it looks like they've
copied across, and then
it's like they've taken the photos and they've kind of blurred it a bit to kind of make it look like brush strokes, but yeah, it does have that kind of photo realism to it. Very digital. So I've just pulled it up, dog selfie up on myspeedpuzzling.com. There's only 7 entries so far for solo. The fastest time is 1 hour 11 from Kat from Germany. So let's see who can beat that one tonight.
I think we might be under that tonight, Michelle.
Yeah, we're at 27 minutes and Victor is going strong.
Yeah, I'm amazed how Victor's getting along.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of, and Chiara is also doing really well. So I've added to the screen Birgit from Germany, Carolyn from Germany, Chiara from Italy, and Kieran, a birthday boy from Ireland. And yeah, Chiara has giving Victor a run for his money. She's also got some I wouldn't say she's got any dogs fully done. We see lots of parts of dogs, but looks like she's working on multiple projects at the same time.
Yeah, so a proper happy birthday, Kieran. Get the puzzle done, then celebrate. Or I'd imagine I've got a feeling that this might be one of those where you're regretting having a brown table.
Oh no, Kiara never regrets that. She can puzzle on any on any background. Yeah.
At least it's a dark brown for Kiara.
True. If it was a lighter brown, if it was more like but yeah, Marcia has that.
Marcia or Rika, I can see. I think that's that might be less helpful.
Oh yeah, so I just want to mention Martia did something really amazing. She got on her first attempt with an unreleased puzzle in the final a time of like, what was it, 27 minutes and 56 seconds, like crazy, like first time unreleased puzzle. So wow. That is amazing. So absolutely thrilled for Martia. Of course, it's a very different type of puzzle. It's a type of image that she's been training for with all these like cartoony characters on there. So what she's working on tonight is very different, but yeah.
Those are hard puzzles, I think. I mean, I look at those and think they're tough. Those.
Yeah, very different style of image. So I've added to the screen. We have Claudia from Germany, Daria from Denmark, Edith from America, and Ekaterina from Russia.
So it looks like Victor is almost leaving himself just the black now.
Ah, yes, the dark greys and the black, yeah.
Because almost all the areas he's got are just sort of anything from dark grey to black.
Yeah, so about 60 pieces left, I guess, for Victor. Ish. Looks like Marcia still has about 100, and we'll check in later and see how Kiara and Alejandro are getting on. But we also have Kati in this competition, so and Lenka and Inga. So let's keep moving. Let's see how they're getting on.
One of the things that I was thinking of with the hazards of puzzling business was that almost anything that you ever do at an elite level, there's always that sort of payoff of amplifying the benefits, but also the problems. And it's a pretty elite field today. So
so we are
interesting to see.
Yeah, on screen we have Eleanor from France, Alina from Latvia, Elisa from Denmark, and Alan from the Netherlands. And Alan said puzzle dust everywhere is a hazard. No time for doing other hobbies and definitely back pain when puzzling for too long. And also Eleanor and Alina also said back pain. But yeah, Alan's doing really strong. They got that white dog and the smaller terrier dog out of the way. Let's keep moving. Because we may have a finish coming up soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Just going to put Mattia away for the moment just so I can get some more people onto the screen.
Do you think you're going to get all the way through, Michelle?
Well, I started at M and I'm at E now. Let's go. We have Elodie from France, Amelia from Finland, Emma from Sweden, Evelyn from Switzerland, and Eva from Poland. All right. Sorry, I'm just going to bounce ahead again. See, the race have to race against Victor here. So, yes. Okay, so we also have Francisca from Germany, Freya from Denmark, Anna from Czechia, Helen from UK, and Inga from the Netherlands. So we're at 32 minutes. Okay, looks like Inga has also got a lot of closed off sections. That's looking really good. probably about 100 pieces left. But yeah, definitely got some good sections built out there.
Difficult to see Inga's where they are, where Inga is, but it certainly looks like dark pieces over to the left. So I'm guessing he's also doing the dark dog last. Keep going, Michelle. You're going to get there.
Yeah. if I can only click as fast as Victor can place pieces. We have Jackie from New Zealand, Janine from Germany, Jessica from USA, Jessica from Germany, and Jessie from Portugal. Oh, lots of tongues, lots of floating tongues there. Keep going, everybody. Looking good.
I'll ask Victor to slow down until he got through roster.
Yeah, slow down, Victor. I need a few more minutes. Oh, and we have Yamina from Colombia. So hello. So you may recognize Yamina. She has a blog called Chroniclers Puzzlers. She was also in Spain. She actually lives in Spain. And
Hi, Yamina.
she and her partner, they have a blog, and they also traveled to the big puzzle and game exhibition. So I saw her recently in Germany. That was really lovely to see. And yeah, she's participating in her first Euro Jigsaw Jam. So that's Yamina. We also have Karel from Netherlands, Laura from Hungary, Lenka from Slovakia, and Linda from probably Belgium. But Victor has like 10 pieces left.
Mm.
Oh no, that's Linda. That's from Norway, the sister of Kristen.
Right. Okay. And
oh, and Victor's done. But he's got 2 pieces extra. Okay, well done, Victor. 34 minutes something. Good job. Okay, so we have our first finish. 34 minutes. Good job, Victor. Let's
well done,
just
Victor.
check in with the others. I've just got only 2 more people to get there. And then I'm back at Marcia. So Linda, Laura, and Lena Beata from Norway, and Lotta from Finland. Okay, let's see how... Did I miss Kati? Kati registered, but I don't see her in the meeting. Then I'm going to jump to Alejandro.
Oh no, there's somebody working with a wrapped up finger there. Let me see. Hang on. I'll get that bigger.
Oh yeah, Lotta. Oh dear, she's got an injured finger there.
Yeah, Lotta. Yes. No, Alejandro in pink. Still got most of the face of the black dog to go, and a sort of looks like a strip down diagonally down from there. Although I think he's got more of that dachshund in the bottom right hand corner. Smooth.
Yeah.
So where do we think? We think Alejandro might be just ahead of Marcia.
Yeah, well, his pieces are tighter together, so it looks like a smaller group. But he's also got a little bit sorted, 2 little groups. So I think it's going to be close between Marcia and Alejandro. And then a bit further behind, we have Tobias, Chiara, Mari, and Vicky. Okay, so I'll keep Marcia and Alejandro on a bit longer, and Chiara.
Vicky's going along very nicely. In fact, they're really beginning to fill in now, aren't they? Wow, just amazing times. This is faster than I think I would have guessed for a winning time for 34 minutes.
Yeah, so my time for this puzzle was 1 hour and 7 minutes. So 34 minutes is amazing. And yeah, what did I say? The fastest time on myspeedpuzzling.com, well, there was only 7 entries, but it was a 1 hour and 11. So yeah, I think we've got really many strong puzzlers tonight. So we're going to see a lot of times coming in under an hour for sure.
Yes, my estimated piece count for this puzzle would be. I think I'll try and get that done within time, but be pushing it, I think.
Yeah, so I just had Veronica and Tobias on the screen. I've now got Steffi and Sammy as well. So yeah, so there's like going to be a big wave coming in, and probably in about 5 to 8 minutes time, we're going to see a really big push. It's probably going to get a bit crazy just to try to catch everyone, but it looks like for now the next, it's going to be a close one between Matja and Alejandro. But yeah, looking good. Sammy and Steffi. Let's see who else we have here.
I was watching back the last solo you put on, and about this time you said, "Wouldn't it be nice if everybody finishes within the time?" And I don't think that's going to be the case today.
Yeah. So there's a lot of fast puzzles. Inga was looking really good. Yeah, we need to check back with Inga. Okay.
It is interesting within sort of competitive puzzling how a puzzle like this just massively stretches the field out.
Yeah, I mean, Victor does a lot of fur puzzles. Like he has a lot of puzzles that are quite old, like so like not the ones that everybody's seen, but sometimes you see these puzzles, like these ones of like random dolphins and animals in the field and flowers, and he practices them all. So yeah, definitely he's got a strong suit. I see Rebecca Taylor. Let's have a closer look. That's starting to fill out. Okay, Rebecca is in the running for the podium. So it looks like Alejandro has like slightly less pieces than Becca, but Becca is coming in looking really solid. So Alejandro has the dog left, so he's got that, that black dog silhouette.
Yeah, but Becca's done the dog.
And yeah, she's got more of the beigey one in the front to go. Whereas Inga, we can't really see what it is because of the reflections, but we see that there's like multiple patches that are being filled in.
I think if you're looking at the pieces left on the table, if what we can see is all we can see, I think that Becca's got fewer pieces remaining. And I think has dealt with the black dog, which seems to be a lot of people's least favourite end point. So
yeah, well, Becca is also.
I'm trying to see where Becca is filling in. Whether she's just got random gaps.
Yeah, well, Becca's also very good when it comes to like blocky color sections, skies, and I mean she was just behind Alejandro on the Monaco puzzle, which a lot of people struggled with. Okay, come on, Alejandro's got the black dog closing in.
Yes, you just wonder if that's going to go real quick.
Yeah, well, there was
that flurry thing he does. not the
black dog or the pink dog.
yeah. This, which one of the pink? This the slightly darker pink dog, or the? Do you think this was a filter choice, or his camera's faulty?
Yeah, or maybe he's just got a pink light bulb on in that room.
Yeah, he's developing some photos down there.
Yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot coming in. There's a lot at a very similar level. Also, Emilia, Chiara, Inga. But looks at the moment that Alejandro and Becca. So Becca has about 25 pieces left, and Alejandro about 10-ish. Okay. But I mean, this is something that you might see. Oh yeah, go Alejandro.
Yep, that's going
There it goes.
real quick, isn't it? Yes, we've seen this before.
Done. Well done, Alejandro. So that was at 43 minutes. So, well, according to my timestamp, and we just coming up to 43 minutes. So Victor was, what did I say, 34?
34,
minutes?
just over 34.
Alejandro at 43. No, 42-ish, actually.
Well, maybe Victor is genuinely trying to do his being 5 minutes faster than everybody thing to allow himself.
Okay, so
Becca's got about 15, 20 pieces to go. Probably, I don't know. Marcia Marcia's got some more pieces at the bottom there. And Inga looks like she's more like 30 plus pieces to go. So I think unless Becca's got any on her puzzle, I think she's looking in prime position for the next podium slot. Or the final podium slot.
So I think Marcia is left-handed. She seems to be holding pieces in her right and placing them with her left. I wonder how many
For some sports that's an advantage, isn't it? Like boxing and tennis, apparently. Left-handedness.
Is there an advantage?
Yeah, because I think because only 10% of the population are left-handed. So in sports that are quite sided, the 90% aren't so used to playing the 10%, whereas the 10% are used to playing the 90%.
All right, Becca's got the last pieces left. That'll be the first time, yeah. Oh, wow. Congrats, Rebecca. Yay!
Well done. What time do we think? 44?
Yeah, just under 45 minutes. Yay, go Becca. So she's been on the podium before with Andrea, and this is the first time in the solo. So good job. So Becca just 2 minutes behind Alejandro. Yeah, so 45 minutes, and now I feel like things are really going to be going quickly because just there's so many here now at a very similar level. We've got okay, Martia seems to be the next coming in, but we still have plenty of places in the top 10 still available. Chiara is also in the running, Inga, Tobias, Vicky, and Lenka.
Yeah, we're going to be coming in thick and fast now, won't it? I think, Marcia looks nearly done, but down to probably the last 15 pieces on probably the worst coloured table you could be on.
Yeah, but this is what I was trying to say before is that this is a very kind of Ravensburger style image. I mean, they also have these selfie images, but they also have a lot of fur. I mean, in the current catalog, they've also got like the horse in the field, the cat in the meadow. I did a sloth selfie and things like that. So this is the type of image that could come up at the Worlds or at a championship. Oh, and don't forget the panda and the red panda. There's a panda, the red panda, and the otter as well. So yeah, a lot of furry animals.
Presumably when they're deciding on these images, they're doing a lot of workshop stuff, and they get a strong response of people going, to all the different animal selfie ones, because as you say, there seems to be a lot of them about. Last few pieces going in for Majda. And then I think it's difficult to call at the moment. There's probably 4 people very close together.
Congrats, Marcia. 4th place. All right. So while we're at this position where it looks like it's going to be another couple of minutes before we get first finished, let's bring in Victor. If you're there, you can turn your mic on, Victor.
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, tell us how you went about this puzzle today.
So from what I heard, because I had the commentary on, I did the same thing that everyone else, which was starting with the edge and collecting. Actually, before I started doing the edge, I already sorted two different piles. One was everything that had green, and the other pile was everything that contained sky. So even if the piece had a dog on it, then it went to the blue pile or like the gray pile because there are clouds. Yeah, while while doing the edge, I was kind of confused because I had two extra pieces in the edge and they were adjacent to each other. So that was off-putting.
Oh, extra pieces.
Pretty early on because I connected like the other pair. I connected the other pair and I was like, wait, I think I've seen those pieces, and I just like moved them right next to it. It's like, oh, this is the same. Okay. And I just disregarded them and like placed them somewhere that I won't even look. So like almost at the box holder. Yeah, and the next thing that I wanted to do, because I did the Ravensburgers with the selfies, the horse ones and the dogs one. So the dog one is very similar to this because it's also dogs and the same artist. But in the Ravensburger one, you have less dogs. I think it's like 5. And you have more of the objects that are not the dogs. And because you have like those wooden structures on both sides and flowers in the front. So I normally prefer to have those kind of things that I can like at least delay the moment before going into the fur. But it wasn't here, it was only in the edge. So I decided to basically use the knowledge that I had about this kind of puzzle. So I sorted new 2 piles. One of them was everything pink, so the tongues. And then I sorted the pile with white whiskers. And then I sorted the pile of black whiskers. Yeah.
Congrats, because Lenka just finished. Congrats, Lenka, 5th place.
I didn't want to go straight to doing those things. I just wanted to like have a structure ready for me to start with and to jump between because I'm terrible at finishing one section. So I wanted to have multiple prepared. And yeah, and I also sorted the white pieces, but I kind of suspected that the white pieces can be tricky because not only the dog on the left is white, but also there are some left like whitish, grayish, weird things going on in the middle dog, and also on the one on the right, and also some potentially on the pug. I don't know, like I don't know the names in English. Sorry.
Yeah, the pug, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was sorted, and I just started. I just put some pieces of the tongues together, and I was like, okay, I don't have enough energy to finish this, so I just go to the whiskers. And then I started doing the white, and then I was like, I don't even want to do the 4 piles that I have. I just go to the yellow. So it was all over the place. But I knew that I would finish with the black dog, not because it's tricky, but because I thought that probably I would have like 5 or 6 pieces that are black and don't belong to the dog. So I would be I would be very confused, because normally I need to have the confirmation that everything I have belongs to one section that I'm working on. Because if it's not that way, then I'm like, why do I have extra pieces? So I'm very glad that I have those extra two at the very beginning rolled out, and not in the fur, because that would be that wouldn't be nice. Yeah, and the next thing was the pieces with the most visible texture. So if you look at the dogs, you can see that the Yorkie
Yep.
on the left,
Bottom
and
left, yeah.
yeah, and the one on the right that has also like the white stuff on the face.
The
They
spaniel.
have this similar fur like waves, and like you can see the singular hair. So those were really nice to sort out, and also you could see a very stark difference between them, because the one on the left was mostly yellow and like in different color than the one on the right. And also in the one on the right, I already kind of built the whiskers, so it was.
So it was almost like the further you got into it, the more clear the sorting was. That you could begin to start to see the differences.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And the only issue with this puzzle is the middle dog. This is, for me, the most tricky one, because it contains all of the colors. If you look for ginger, that would mostly be this Chihuahua. It is also in its ears, and also you can find it on the Dachshund. Is it called that in English?
On the
right?
On the dachshund, yes, the dachshund or dachshund.
Sorry. So yeah, and it had like gray and also kind of white, which could also go to the dog on the left. But also, if you looked very closely, you could see that the pieces that belonged to this middle dog were much more blurry than anything else in this puzzle. So if you saw something that was blurry, it probably was that, and like it was like 95% this. So I just kept leaving the pieces there and be like, at some point I'll get to you. Yeah. And also at some point I was like looking at the tongues that I did, and I just like placed where there should be. So it also gave a little bit of the structure to it. That was a long answer. I'm very sorry.
No, we like a long answer.
I'd love.
Always good. So, Victor, it's been, I think the last time I commentated was back in December, and I think you might have won then as well. I know we interviewed Inga as well. I can't remember which way around it was. But watching you today, I really thought I could see a real leap in your form. Is that? Do you feel that's happened in the last 6 months?
Yes. And also the style of puzzling is much different. I'm no longer as frantic as I was, as I used to be. And I try to be, like, to have more intention in my movements and try to look for things more than to just like grab something and just try to place it in 4 different places. Like I used to, like, I remember I was watching the live stream from I think it was September with the Rainbow Staircase, and I recently did this puzzle again, and it took me longer than in the competition. But when I look at the competition, I'm like, how could I even solve this puzzle with try like this? Like, how is this possible? So I no longer do that, and I'm very happy because it's more reliable to have to have a common sense in your head as well, to not try to be in a panic mode all the time. And yeah, I think it was the last 2 or 3 weeks, actually, 3 weeks, that I realized that I had a really big jump of form. it showed mostly at the Finnish nationals, because I had so many different puzzles to do that I borrowed from Rina or from Hanna from Finland, because I never could get those in Poland, and my times were really amazing. Like I could never get those times. Like in Finland, I guess I have to move there.
Yeah, form's not always linear, though, is it? Some people think will steadily improve, but then suddenly you just get something and you get a stepwise improvement.
Yeah.
So you definitely feel faster. Yeah. No, I really felt I could see that today, watching your hands work and watching the puzzle fill in. It really did look good. Which sort of brings nicely on to the. I was listening back to the last singles where you were interviewed, and you were talking about wanting to be 5 minutes faster because of in competition having, which I was saying to Michelle, I think you achieved today. So congratulations.
Yeah, so I don't know how I would do normally without the competition, but I think I'm kind of starting to experience the other way around, which is very interesting to me, because I always get worse times in competitions. But recently I started to notice that when I do puzzles at competitions, I tend to have better times than I would in my home, which I don't understand why exactly. And I'm not very happy with that fact that I don't know why, because I like to have everything understood and analyzed. So yeah, I think I have to dig deep into that. Also, right now I'm on the break and I'm only doing the competitions, zero training outside of that.
Oh, right.
So we'll see how it goes.
That's really interesting, because this partly was in relation to some of the questions and the thoughts I was having about this overall topic for today of the hazards of puzzling, was about taking breaks and managing your break time. And also whether people found something else to put in their breaks, whether you gift yourself some other activity or anything like that you might do. Are you doing anything in the time that you have? I mean, I'd imagine when you're training, that consumes a lot of hours in the week. What are you doing in your time?
I sleep a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is the moment for my organism to cope with the withdrawal. So I think it's this way, and I kind of hope that at some point it will go away, because I feel like I have stuff to do. Like I'm working, I'm studying, I'm writing a master thesis, and I should do those things. At some let's say it's 6 p.m. and I'm so sleepy, and I just have to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up at 8. It's not that healthy. I have to stop. Yeah, but aside from sleeping, which is involuntary, I like to play video games. But this is what I always was doing, even as a child when I was doing the puzzles. And then I stopped doing the puzzles, but I was still playing the video games. So that's the way it is.
We were saying earlier on in commentary about how, almost any activity you do in life, there's always there's benefits and positives to things, but there's also, hazards and downsides that come from things. And the more elite you get into things, often that can get magnified. But I was wondering how, in your discussion last week, you talked a lot about the sort of psychological aspects and the stress things. What about physically? Have you found physically there's any effects from puzzling that you find, or are you finding that it's not you're not getting any wear and tear or any problems with the body?
I think I used to at the very beginning, because it was the time when I was spending a lot while puzzling, because this was the only way I knew. And I saw Alejandro and Kati, Chiara, and everyone else at World, and from Karen's videos, I saw them standing up. So I thought this is how it should be done. And then I stopped and I was like, oh, this is so much better. But yeah, the only thing that I need to do is that I have this very high up chair position. So I'm kind of standing, but I'm sitting at the same time.
Mm.
So I was actually thinking about writing to the World Federation to ask if it's possible for me to just have a very, very thick pillow under me during the competition, because the rules state that you cannot adjust the table height, you cannot like do anything with the table, and like to make anything to the chair as well. But there is like no rule about how high can you sit, right?
Yeah. I think there's a competition, I can't remember what it was, but like 2 or 3 competitions back where I did, where the chairs were really low and the tables were really high. And so you had your arms up and you're sort of puzzling really high position, and it felt very, very strange. And I'm really tall. So I was sort of thinking if somebody wasn't tall, it would have been really hard. But yeah, no, it'd be very interesting to know what the outcome of that discussion would be, because I think there's something in that. I'm of an age now where I just cannot stand up and puzzle. But I wonder about just sort of maybe getting a little bit of extra height. That would be good. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about bringing a pillow along. That's a cracking idea. Because a lot of these things, I mean, a lot of the stuff we were talking about, the downsides and the good sides of things, is about finding balance and solutions and things. So, yeah, with the stress side, I suppose there's this sort of managing that, and when it stops being fun, stop sort of thing, you know, and give yourself some space. And we'll talk about the aches and pains and things, about sort of exercises and stuff you can do. But yeah, no, it sounds like you're in a much better place. That you really feel like you're getting on top of your game, and we're seeing that maybe in your puzzling.
Well, we'll see. Because yeah, at some capacity, I know I got much better than I used to be. For example, at Worlds, there's like no comparison to September in my head. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy that I can puzzle and not have any repercussions, physical ones. Because when we are doing pair training with Natalia, then it's more difficult because she cannot puzzle while sitting, because like she is so used to it that when she sits down, she kind of like doesn't see what's on the pieces, and she feels like she's not fast while sitting. So this is very restricting to have a long training session that we always have to have, because we live so far from each other, and also she's working abroad, so we meet maybe once per 3 months. So we met only 2 times since World. Yeah, so normally if it was just like me and someone who can sit, we could just do as many puzzles as we want. But with Natalia, we have to take the breaks. And I think it's also okay, because normally I have the tendency to overdo things. So she's slowing me down in the sense that we have to have a break, and then, for example, we can talk about the puzzle, we can analyze, we can come up with other ideas, and like give each other feedback after each puzzle, and like have a proper discussion. And yeah, I think that's good, and I'm very thankful that Natalia wants to puzzle with me. I don't think there's any other person that would teach me more.
Yeah, and you did a bit of marathoning not so long ago. You did a marathon, was that right? And what about, were any specific things in relation to that sort of did you just breeze through that?
The marathon event was very fun, but it also showed me a lot of things that I didn't know about myself, about puzzling specifically. One of those things was that, and I think I already said it in the interview before, but I need emotional support while puzzling in a team, because I tend to just like be in my head a lot. And when I'm restricted to one section, then it's not really working for me. And in team, you actually have to do something like this to like divide the jobs. Yeah, so that's difficult for me. So when I have like someone who just cheer me up, then it will be right. And also I realized that I can like puzzle with no breaks. If puzzles are like manageable, because when we got the tigers, I broke down a little. And we had to swap half an hour before I was supposed to swap with someone. Because it was like not working. Big turn is broken. Let's change again.
Did Andrea not give you an emotional support board?
We had those, but it didn't really help with the tigers.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah, but also I had like a little bit of a puzzle marathon in Finland, because in between any rounds and also after I was done in my round, I just jumped back to another table and I was doing like so many different puzzles without any breaks. Maybe some because they forced me to eat.
But I remember seeing you with that at Worlds. Is that when every time I pretty well saw you, between you seemed to be at those under those canopies doing puzzles.
Yeah, that's what's like. This is the most fun for me if I can just sit there and puzzle with people or puzzle alone and do puzzle that I would never do in Poland because we don't have access to them. This is, I think I'm trying to use the event to the full extent.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, well, yeah, get the absolute most juice out of it, eh? Right. Brilliant. Okay. Well, shall we say ta-ra and move on, Michelle? Would that be okay? Michelle's sort of nodding, but I can't hear her.
Oh, yeah, I turned my mic off for a moment. Yeah, thanks, Victor. That was a convincing victory. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Well done, Victor. Great time.
Thank you. Bye.
Nice to get to talk to you again. Yeah,
so in the meantime, we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes and we've had 30 finishes. So yeah, this one is challenging a lot more people. At the moment on screen, we've got Patrick. Oh, last piece. Good on you, Patrick. We've got Elodie, Sandra, Geraldine, Hannah, and Jackie. Yeah, so let's have a chat with Alejandro. Alejandro, you can turn your mic on when you're ready. And we just, yeah, well done, Edith.
Hi.
Hi, Alejandro. You're not pink anymore.
Yes, what's happened to the pink?
Did you know that? Did you know that your screen was pink?
I'm so sorry. My parents told me. I was at their home with them, and they told me that suddenly the screen turns out pink. So I'm really sorry for that.
I'm not sure if you're listening to the commentary, but whereas everybody else was doing a black dog, a white dog, and a brown dog, you were doing the pink dog, the lighter pink dog, the darker pink dog. Great. How are you? Well, what did you think of the puzzle then? How did you get on today?
Well, it's a little bit tricky for me. I believe I had some problems to be able to sort in the different dogs. When I opened and I saw the image, I believe it could be more easily. So I had in mind that it would be easily to sort them. But then when I had all the pieces turned out on the table, I was not able to do this sorting so fast. And I believe I spent so many minutes trying to find some pieces and what belong to which dog belongs.
Yeah, and we saw you left with the black sections at the end.
Yeah.
Is that would you say, is that the most common across all jigsaws that you ever do? Are you sort of, I mean, I think I'm like that. The last thing I tend to do is usually the black section. Is that a common thing with you? Do you find?
Yeah, usually I do the same. I remember my first national competition in Spain that was a Ravensburger puzzle with different images of dogs. And I started with the black ones, and I believe I was the only one in the whole contest at the start with that part. And at the main time of the puzzle, I decided to let the pieces because I could not finish it. So since this moment, I always keep the black for the last if I can do it.
Yes. Sometimes you get some of those puzzles that have just got far too many black pieces.
Yeah.
And what about these animal selfie ones? Have you done a few of those before?
Not really. It's my first time with these selfies. It's not the kind of puzzle that I usually like. It's maybe because I don't like at all this the shape of not the shape of the pieces, but the texture of the dogs with the skin and all this stuff. I try to avoid them if I can.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I mean, I sort of. They don't massively appeal. I must say, the way. I think it's the way it's a lot of different images, sort of one laid over the other. I think that's not. I'm not super keen on them, but yeah. No, I think this is probably of all the selfie ones, because Ravensburger do quite a lot of these selfie puzzles. I think it's probably a medium difficulty one for all the selfie ones. But
Yes.
yeah. So, but could you towards the end tell the difference between the other dogs reasonably well?
What? Sorry?
When you got towards the end of it, could you
Yes.
begin to start to pick out the different dogs, the brown dogs?
Yeah, more or less, yes. At the end, when I finish with the white ones and the other ones on the corner, on the left corner, I more or less sort, first of all the pieces that had some white. So this in the medium phase, then the brown ones, and I let the black ones that I was able to differentiate between the ones of the right corner and the center ones. So in this sense, yes, at the end I was able to do this something.
So I know that you registered quite late for today, so I didn't see. We asked the questions. We themed today about the hazards of puzzling, about any, and that could be anything from sort of chewing up your time, or physical issues you've had from puzzling, or how it's affecting your thoughts, or anything. So I'll ask the question fresh to you, because I don't know what your answers would be, but it's an interesting perspective as sort of, because as two-time world champion as well, you probably have a different view on the hazards of puzzling to many of us.
It's true that I have this anxiety, So when I know that I could speed puzzling at maybe more quickly, and I have not this feeling of being quickly and spending time looking for pieces, not putting anything, I believe I struggle, and I have this anxiety that maybe it's controversial and I should not, or I should try to avoid it, but I believe it's impossible to, when you're puzzling at this level, at these times, it's impossible to avoid it. And yeah, that's maybe the most difficult part when do speed puzzling, trying to not feel this feeling of anxiety.
I mean, we talked a little bit about what we were going to talk about this session. I would imagine it's actually incredibly heartwarming for almost everybody listening to hear you say that you have anxiety about not being fast enough, because we've all watched you over the years and seen how fast you are. So I always consider that it's such a great community that we all support each other, and I think that's a lovely message for anybody out there who's sort of just starting or is having issues with thinking about anxiety related to not being fast enough. Hearing you say that, I think that's so. Thank you for coming along today and saying that, because I think that's great for many people who are sort of starting in the speed puzzling thing. What about physical? Do you ever get any physical issues in relation to puzzling? You're a stander as well, aren't you? You stand a lot.
Yeah, I usually do puzzles stand out. In the Worlds, in my first World Championship in 2022, I had a knee injury, and I could not be seated in comfortable position. So I decided to be stand out and don't move my knees. And since this moment, I use this technique. And yeah, when it's of course a 1,000 piece puzzle, I have to sit. But otherwise, if it's 500, I can do it, and my back doesn't pain a lot. So.
Do you do any sort of training for that? Do you, to give you a strong back, or do you do any core stuff, or or is your training just doing puzzles.
Yeah, but maybe, well, I do a lot of sport that I believe it helps a lot because this last month I had not the opportunity to do so many sport, and I really noticed when I started puzzling again and doing some contests here in Spain, stand out that my back had pain. So nowadays, today I haven't. So I believe doing this sport also helps me to in physical way. So that helps.
And what about during a very long day? You know, like sometimes at Worlds, those are very long days. Do you do anything within the day to keep yourself going? Do you have is there a sort of Alejandro plan for keeping yourself fit and fresh for the fight?
I remember last Worlds, I believe I had the team's competition during morning, and then at the afternoon the pairs and individual. I try to take a nap, rest a lot between pairs and individual. It's true that it's not so many times, so I could not go to my home, but at least trying to rest and be relaxed, because otherwise, if you are doing a lot of things, maybe it's not the best for an individual finals.
It's so absorbing, isn't it? It's like I keep on. Kasia keeps saying, "I have to drink." She's remember to drink.
That's another possibility.
You go, when did I last have something to drink? Yeah, brilliant. Gosh, no, good. And do you ever have like downtime for sort of any period of time where you don't do puzzling? Have you had periods where you're not puzzling, where you take a rest from it for a bit?
Yeah, this last month, to be honest, I've not been doing a puzzle more than maybe once every 2-3 weeks, because I've been really busy with work. Luckily, it's everything finished, so I have finished all my work stuff at university, and yeah, from now on, I really hope that I will start doing puzzles again at home and go to different Spanish competitions that I really want to be there again. Yeah, it's now it's the moment for me that I will spend time doing puzzles.
If you stop, do you feel you have a drop in your form, or I've heard some people say that they've stopped and like had a break for 2 weeks or a month and actually come back faster. So I don't know whether stopping is a thing that affects form.
It's kind of, maybe yes. It's true that when I start doing puzzles again, since this last time, I have more energy to do it. So I feel that I enjoy more doing the puzzles when I have all this time. But the other point is true that I know that my hands are not moving so fast. So maybe, for example, turning out the pieces at the beginning, I have this feeling that I'm not as fast as I could do it. So yeah, I believe everything counts. But the most important part is this one, no? That I have more energy and I really enjoy to do more puzzles during this last period. So this make me enjoy them a lot.
Brilliant, great. Okay, well, thank you. Well done again this evening. Great time. Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Alejandro.
Yeah, thanks so much, Alejandro. Have a good evening.
Michelle. Have you. Bye.
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 All right, so we're at 1 hour and 21 minutes, and we're about up to 43 finishes. We started with about 85-ish puzzlers today, actually a bit more, close to 90 puzzlers. So less than half have finished. So yeah, keep on going, everybody. And yeah, would like to chat with Becca Taylor, who also had a very busy weekend at the US Nationals and was one of the organizers. Yes, I saw her in her nice pink jacket in the aisles, watching the action. Yeah, you can turn your mic on, Becca.
Thank you for commenting on the pink jackets.
Yeah, was that a thing? Because Val also had one, and Ellie had quite a bright red jacket as well.
Yeah, we all had a matching color scheme because it was the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I'm
But I
glad.
was a little nervous about it. I wouldn't say pink is my color, but people said nice things. So
I'm gonna have to work with Annika. I think I've got pink jacket envy for the UK now. So I suppose the first question is do you have equal footwear on? Do you?
oh, thank you. I'm in a brace. I don't know if you can see it,
Oh, not again.
but I am not in the boot anymore. So we're
Oh.
making
Making
progress.
progress.
Crazy.
Okay. Oh,
I
no.
re-broke it earlier this year, so this is
Yeah, no, I saw
never healed.
your posts. I was wondering what sort of state you're in. Anyway,
Yep. I wish I could say it's a puzzling injury.
yes. So
That would be
can we do a little bit on US nationals? Is that all right, Michelle? Can we just have
Yeah,
a bit
please.
of a,
Yeah, please go ahead.
So how was it? Did you enjoy it? Being on the
I
other
loved
side?
it. Yeah, it was my first time behind the curtain, if you will. And it was a joy. The Ravensburger North America team is incredible. We weren't really sure what it was going to be like being part of a larger convention because our event was a part of something called AwesomeCon, which is like a pop culture convention in DC. But it actually worked out really nicely. It was a beautiful venue and everything went pretty smoothly. So we were pleased.
Plenty of space.
Sorry?
Plenty of space.
Yes, we doubled our size. So we had 100 tables this
Yeah.
year where we had 50 last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we did learn some good lessons. We doubled the number of tables, but left the schedule the same. And as it turns out, it takes a little longer to flip the room between races when you have twice as many tables. So good
Yeah,
lesson for next time. We're going to be more careful with our schedule.
It's interesting watching the sort of social media from the different sides, also from Tammy's as well, because Tammy was obviously did like the reverse Becca. So she was commenting like somebody who's just really excited to be competing again for the first.
Yeah.
For the
It
first.
was an absolute joy to get to see her just enjoy the
Yeah,
weekend.
She seemed so happy.
compete, and she did fantastic. And her team was on the podium.
Yeah. Right. Well, order of the day. How was dog selfies?
I loved it. The very first time that I went to Worlds in 2023, the previous year had a ton of puzzles with animals. And so everyone went kind of crazy practicing all of the fur puzzles, thinking that we might get them again. And then there was not a single animal present in the entire weekend.
Yes.
So it was kind of funny, but I must have done 100 puzzles just like this that were just all fur. So when I opened the box, it gave me a little bit of a chuckle, and I was like, okay, what did I learn 2 years ago?
You have your unique skill set. Yes. Yeah. So what was your process? Was it for working your way through this?
Pretty predictable. So I did the sky and the leaves first, pulled all the tongues, pulled all the noses and eyes, and got all of those things in place. I think the only thing that I did a little differently was I did the black dog pretty early on because my eye tends to go to the dark blues and the blacks and browns first.
Yeah.
And it was really easy for me to see the color lines in that because it was a pretty sharp contrast between the darker black and the lighter gray of that fur. So that I think might have been my fastest of all the dogs.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
But I agree with Peter. He was commenting on the middle dog. That one was the most confusing because it had all the colors and the fur didn't seem to travel in any predictable patterns. So that one you might have noticed was where I slowed down a lot at the end.
No, but we did pick up that you'd done the black dog. You were one of I mean, most people finished on the black dog, and that and the diagonal stripe down through the middle. But yeah, so we spotted that, and then you see the last few pieces going in elsewhere. But no, that was brilliant. It's a terrific time. Well done.
Thank you.
Of all the sort of other selfie ones, where do you rank that one though? Because there's so many of the animal selfie ones out there. The difficulty.
I would say this one's probably my favorite because I recognized all the animals, and so it was easy to like have a puzzle language in my head. And I don't get to do Schmidt puzzles very often in the US, and I really like their quality. So it was a joy.
Yeah, they're a real clean connection, aren't they? They go in really, really, really well. Yeah.
Yep, it was very satisfying.
So our theme today, we've been talking about the hazards of puzzling. And I did like your comment actually. I thought that was lovely. It's about sort of almost partitioning between the competitive side and the joy of puzzling, and making sure that they don't they don't mess each other up.
Yeah, when I first got into speed puzzling, I was actually a little bit nervous because I didn't want it to ruin my love of just the relaxing hard puzzle at the end of the day. So I'm pretty careful. I alternate them. So I'll do one speed puzzle and one casual one, almost always. I actually immediately grabbed out my next super hard puzzle right after this one was done.
It's a bit sort of action painting-y, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to put you on the big screen, Becca, so we can get a closer look. Hang on, yeah, hold it up again.
I don't know if you're going to want a closer look.
Is it sort of,
artistic lines.
Kandinsky-ish, isn't it?
Yep.
Hooray! Although I have seen worse action painting ones. At least there's a bit of variable color in there. And
yeah, I think this is
yeah, I think
probably
that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
I think this will be 2 or 3 today.
How many pieces was that?
1,000.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really do too many of the much bigger ones, though. Perhaps I ought to get into that. I think observing Christian, for instance, who does, those 40,000 piece puzzles, seems to help him. So maybe I ought to give it a try. But no, I like the 1,000 is my sweet spot.
Yeah, no, Kasia likes to do a 2,000 as a group activity on her birthday, and it's the only time we do more than 1,000. And we sort of all humour her, but doing this 5,000 or the 10,000 piece ones just does not do it for me, I'm afraid. So
yeah, I'm getting to the age where that's pretty hard on the back.
Yeah. Yes, and it feels like it's multiple visits when you get much over 2,000. You're into a multi-day activity then, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unless
So
there's a lot of
2,000
you.
entirely on her birthday?
Yeah. So, but there'll normally be 4, 5, 6 of us here working on it. But we also, because we're not used to doing that, we did one not so long ago that was the Ravensburger Dragons one. And that
one's pretty.
It is pretty, but I completely misjudged how big some of these dragons are going to be.
Yeah.
They're a big size. Anyway.
Well, I look at the picture on the box with some of those bigger puzzles, and I'm like, oh, that section doesn't look that bad. But you forget that, it might be 800 pieces.
Yeah.
When it's relative to a larger piece count. So yeah, I fall into that trap too.
Yes. Have you been finding the puzzling's making your foot worse because your foot's down, or are you supposed to have your foot up at all, or?
For about a year now, I've been doing what I call flamingo puzzling.
Right.
So I almost entirely puzzle standing on my left leg with the bad foot kicked up on a chair behind me. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to undo it, but once, I hope this stupid thing finally heals someday, but now it's become so much of my routine that I don't know that I'll be able to undo it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like I think you're really on top of it from this. I think you've got your head just in the right place for the sort of psychological side of puzzling. I think getting that nice balance between keeping the leisure side and the joy of puzzling. I think I think the Reuters were saying that to me as well, that they said, actually just keeping it joyful. And just knowing when to
about that a lot on our team, the Busy Birdies team. I think one of the reasons why we're so successful is that we all have a lot of fun, and that's always front and center for us. So it matters.
Oh, brilliant! Okay, what time is it with you?
It is 11:30 a.m. I took the morning off work so that I could do some puzzling because one must have priorities. But I've got about 28 minutes till I tag in at the office.
Okay, all right. We better let you go. Lovely to talk to you. Will you say hello to the rest of your team from us?
Absolutely, and I know they'll say hi back.
All right. Okay. Lovely.
Yeah,
lovely.
you did great. Thanks so much, Becca.
Really lovely
Thank
to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so we are we just crossed over the 90-minute mark, and we've had about 60 people finish and still got another 20 still going. Yes, and SJ says Becca is a trooper, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, one of the pillars of the American speed puzzling.
Yeah.
All right, so on screen right now we have Jessica J, Beagit, Mooney, Stefan, and Celia, who will be finishing in the next couple of minutes, and Daria is done. Congrats, Daria. So yeah, we'd love to have a chat with Sandra Geraldine from Peru, and yeah, find out how the scene is down there. So yeah, you can turn your mic and camera on, Sandra.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra from Peru.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello. Yeah, now we can see you. Good.
This is my second time here.
So we're guessing on time. Oh, we're guessing on time zones. It's going to be not that dissimilar to Becca. What time have you got in Peru?
Yeah, it is 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Right.
Yeah, I have a good life.
Yeah. So how was the puzzle today? How did you get on with the puzzle? Sandra, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, the puzzle was a little difficult for me, but I start with the edges, and then I did the white dog, and then the second dog, the black dog, and the plants and another dogs.
And would you like to tell us a little bit about the puzzle scene in Peru? Are there competitions at all in Peru? Is puzzling fairly early days in Peru, or is there a little bit of a puzzle scene there? Can you hear us, Sandra?
Yeah. In Peru, there are so many people who loves puzzles, but recently we start to practice speed puzzling this year. So every month there are organizations who do a competition for teams. The last week, for example, I participate in an online competition individually, and I took the first place in Lima, Peru.
So there's an online competition in Peru.
Yeah, this one was the online competition, but every month there are in person, only for teams.
Right.
But I hope the Sunday will be a national competition in Peru, like other countries. But now it's not happening. I hope this year.
So I googled puzzle Peru, and the only thing that I could get to come up was a company called Lima Puzzle, who make puzzles in Peru, who make beautiful puzzles, and it's all Peruvian artists. Have you seen Lima Puzzles?
Yeah. I don't have the puzzle of this brand, but yes, it's an important in here in Peru.
Yeah, I mean, just amazing. There's all, as I say, all Peruvian artists, and the some of the designs are just lovely. So what sort of puzzles can you get your hands on in Peru? Can you get hold of Ravensburger puzzles?
Yeah, there are the most brand that I buy is Clementoni. It's most popular in Peru. Educa, Casorla, but Ravensburger, only one business sell this, but some 5 puzzles of this brand. So I have to buy of the other sites outside Peru.
And how long have you been puzzling yourself?
Yeah, I start to do puzzles when I was a child because my mother also loved puzzles too. But I did this as a hobby. but this year I start to practice speed puzzling because
Yes.
I know about the World Championship in Valladolid. So I am going to participate in this. This is my first time, and now I am the only person who participates in this World Championship from Peru.
So you'll be going in September to Valladolid.
Yeah, I have to practice. I practice every day. I solve one puzzle minimum for a day.
And will your plan be to be doing all the events there?
Now I have only individually because I don't have other person in Peru who travel. So for now I can do a pairs or a team competition. But I hope I can do with other countries. Possible, maybe.
I think generally, I think most people who've been in that position, especially when they're coming as the sort of one representative from a country, have had good luck with finding somebody else to pair with or a team to join, because some teams, some people drop out. So I think it's a good, very good way to meet people. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Worlds. It's a lovely community. It's very friendly.
Yeah. But I will try in individual. This is my race.
That's fantastic. Okay, well so you got the trip planned, and will it just be to Worlds, or will you be making a holiday as well, going doing a bit of travel with that, or are you just to Worlds and back?
Yeah, my principal plan is to participate. But the first, when I arrive in Spain, I go to the Barcelona to buy some puzzles and practice some days. But this is I don't have a plan for holidays.
All right. Have you been to Spain before, Sandra?
Yeah. I visit Spain before, but I couldn't visit Barcelona. So now it is the moment.
Oh, fantastic. So have you got like a training plan between now and September? Are you what will you be doing to get ready for Worlds?
Yeah, I am practice every day, building one or two puzzles by 500 pieces. So this is my plan for during this month, and I am going to participate in Costa Rica Championship. Is in July. So this is this will be my first championship in person.
So if you've been competing for and interested in competitive puzzling for a year, and you're doing a puzzle a day, have you really noticed some improvement? Are your times getting lower and lower?
Yes, I have a better time because I start in January practice, and I start with 1 hour 40 minutes, and now I am in approximately 1 hour 10 minutes. So I feel I am better.
Yeah, no, 1 hour 10 is jolly good. What was your how did you get on today? What was your time today? I think it's a tough puzzle today.
Today I did in 1 hour 50 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I think it is a very tough. I think that's a tough puzzle. Yeah. Good. Brilliant. Okay, so so is there any plan to set up? You're saying Costa Rica has a nationals. Is there a national association for puzzling in Peru yet? Is there any plan to sort of organize something nationally?
Yeah, there are organizations called Rompecabezas Peru, and they organize this event every month that I got. But they try to organize the national championship, no? But it's not yet. No.
Not yet. I did see. I put that into Google, and I could only get taken to the World Federation page, and it didn't have anything on there for it yet. So, but then I guess that there's still early days. But I think there's quite a lot of support from other associations for helping to get things off the ground. So
Yeah,
sorry, Sandra, to talk across you. So we were talking a little bit about today. Our theme had been about problems that people have had from puzzling. So if in the last year or so, if you're doing a puzzle a day, have you come across any? Have you found any problems yourself? Have you had any sort of any sort of physical issues or any downsides to puzzling from doing what is a very sort of strong training regime?
yes. When I did so many puzzles in a day, and I have a back pain.
Back pain.
So, yeah, so this is a problem, especially when I do speed puzzling. But I did like a hobby, so I can relax or I change my position or but no problem. But yeah, but this is my principal problem physically.
Yeah. Yes, it seems to be very common today. A lot of people have been saying about a bit of back pain. So, but I think there's plenty of good stretches and core exercises you can do for helping with that. Do you stand up a lot for your puzzling? Do you stand for some of the, or is it mainly sitting in a chair?
More or less, because like this, no, I in sometimes I did stand up, but when I was when I have more space or many less pieces, so I set up. I was sitting.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Well, Michelle, did you have any questions for Sandra?
Yeah, are there any speed puzzlers that you look up to or that you admire and want to be like, or that you like watching on the world live stream, or who you would like to meet one day?
I follow many people who are stay in this championship. Not at one specific, but I have a. I don't remember the name now. Chris, the woman who won the last year in the world championship.
Yeah, Kristen from Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, that was pretty exciting to watch her. Yeah, well, you're going to see many. If you're going to the Worlds, you're going to have the opportunity to meet and to watch many of the faster speed puzzlers, and just get to know a lot more puzzlers. And hopefully by you going to the World Championship, others will be inspired to take up speed puzzling in Peru, and hopefully we'll see that grow in your country as well. Yeah, do you have any other Euro Jigsaw Jams that you're going to be doing?
No, for now, because Euro is far from Peru. So, but I hope I can go for there.
Mm.
But this year I have the plan in Valladolid.
Viola did, yeah. Well, great. Well,
Yeah.
say hi to us. Say hi to us if you see us there. Well, thank you so much for participating, Sandra. And yeah, well done on your time tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Lovely to get to talk to you, Sandra.
All right, so we have about 12 minutes left, and we have Anna, Sabina, Marilyn, Bibi, Angelica, Maya, Anna H., Juanita, Andreas, Elisa, Lotta, Nico, and Ekaterina still puzzling. So we want to see, yeah, some more of you finish this puzzle, get these dogs done. Yeah, so just keep on going there. And
11 minutes counting down.
yeah, so just in the chat, Alexandru said that it's hard to find people to join up with to make a team for the European Championships. And he said that there's not many comments under the post of the organizers. So I think I'm going to make a post on Speed Puzzle Europe page on Instagram, and maybe, yeah, because so we have like over 2,000 followers. The MOPE organization, which is organizing the European Championships, has 700, so maybe not enough people are seeing that post. But yeah, I can make a post and hopefully more people can connect, because it sounds like there are more people wanting to join but just don't know anyone else who can make a team.
Yeah, particularly if you're like the only person traveling from a country, that would seem shame to go all that way. And if you want to do pairs and teams, to not be able to be joined up with somebody, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So so while we have just over 10 minutes left, I thought maybe we'll just read out some more of the comments in response to your question. Hazards of puzzling. So somebody said, I try to find it difficult sometimes to not be too invested in my times and placements in competitions. I try not to let it, but it can affect my mood if I do worse than expected. And it is supposed to be fun. I have to remind myself that. Yeah. Somebody says no sleep. So yeah, that like you said, that, you know, when you're just having such a good time, you just want to keep on puzzling and you lose track of time.
Hours lost.
Yeah. So Kieran, who's having his birthday, he said, the danger it takes over your life, and when real life suffers, the fear of missing out, that I need to do everything I possibly can to improve, and it stops being enjoyable physically. Oh yeah, so Bibi just finished 2 pieces missing. So there's been a few people who've had like a couple of pieces missing. And look inside the paper envelopes. There's like, they do stick. I always have a couple of pieces stuck there, and we did see some people who had pieces stuck inside the envelope. And if you can't find them, then please send me an email, info@speedpuzzle.eu, with a photo of your missing or extra pieces, and we'll try to match you up. Yeah, Edith said using puzzling as procrastination, doing it because it's fun and ignoring other important things. So yeah, I think probably many of us can relate to that.
I thought there was an interesting thing amongst the well, I mean, from Inga about presumably this is a Sino thing in that nail injuries to each other in teams. Yes. Yeah, I've experienced that as well, when you got hands flying and sharp nails.
Oh, true. Yeah, so a lot of people mentioning back pain, dreaming of puzzles. That could be something. Well, I admit I do dream of puzzles. Yeah.
There's a couple of comments about space management and tripping over puzzles and just having so many puzzles.
Yeah, the risk of having puzzles fall on you from the tall stacks in the apartment.
Nobody mentioned risk of divorce, did they, though? So
yeah, I thought that might come up. I thought somebody might say, you know, fights over the dining table, over, you know, taking too much claiming the dining table and not sharing it for the meals or for other activities.
I've always been interested in how different sports have sort of niche injuries and things like that. And it interested me I used to do a bit of 10-pin bowling very badly again. And there's specific injuries to fingernails and to hamstrings that you get with that. And it's always, ever since then, for sort of, I mean, obviously if it's boxing, it's being punched in the head, but for something that's a bit more sort of outwardly benign about any activity that you do, there's always potential sort of physical hazards associated. Who can pick up the daftest injury doing something that shouldn't be producing injury?
Yeah, well, Kieran just mentioned before in his he's got not tennis elbow, but he's got puzzle elbow.
Yeah. Well, that's I think that's commonly, it might well be tennis elbow. I think I had this, and somebody said more golfers get tennis elbow and tennissers get golfer's elbow.
Oh.
There's a difference, I think, in which bit gets impinged, but so maybe puzzlers are more likely to get tennis elbow.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to respond to the point about the back pain. So at the Worlds, I had really bad back pain just after the first day, because in the morning we had the Guinness World Record attempt, and the way that the tables were, how they were set up at the beginning, we had two tables like backed up to each other, and the table was extra deep, and I found myself really leaning in, because it was a 2,000 piece puzzle. Yeah, I was leaning in quite far, and it got really uncomfortable. And then I had my individuals, and then commentating in the evening, and I went to bed. I had a really sore back. So I have there's a YouTube video that I have, and that really helped. I remembered that I had this YouTube video because about 6 months earlier, I just woke up one day, I have no reason why, and I just was in terrible pain for 2 days with back pain. And so I searched on YouTube, best exercises for back pain or how to heal back pain. And yeah, there's just some simple exercises. I think I'll share it on Instagram. I can't pull it up right now on here. Otherwise, yeah, it might take over the live stream. But so basically before I went to bed, I did these exercises. And when I woke up the next morning, I was feeling much better. So there are, just doing some simple stretches. They don't even look like much. I was like, I think I'm stretching my knee. Why am I doing this? It feels like I'm stretching my knee, but it's all connected, and it did help my back. And for me, that was an absolute lifesaver. And so I try to do those most mornings. Like if I do a workout in the morning, I also do those exercises at the end, because I'm also not the youngest spring chicken anymore. And yeah, I want to avoid that. But yeah, don't suffer. Like if you are having back pain, like just, do some 10 to 15 minutes of back stretching exercises and you'll be much better.
Was that Pilates or something? Was that?
No, there's a guy, he's what do you call it? He's like a physiotherapist or a chiropractor. And then his wife is in the videos, and then he's explaining what he does. But it comes from like a medical background, and combining with sport. But if I find it, I'll put it into the YouTube link.
Yeah, because there's some good videos for if you've actually got like muscular spasmodic back pain, for helping you get some relief from that. And then there's some other good ones for sort of back strengthening exercises and just sort of preventative stuff as well, aren't there?
Yeah.
And I guess the other one was, there's quite a lot of stuff with sort of anxiety, stress, addiction, those sort of things that we all have risks of when you're in a dopamine hit type activity. And I'll just say that again, that there's this thing that relates to other aspects of addiction, which is when the fun stops, stop. So I think that's a good motto for anything that's beginning to push into where it's becoming where it's stopping being fun. And I mean, I think we've touched on that again with a few people today, like Becca, about just trying to, this should be something that we're all doing for fun. and the community and these sort of things. And I know a lot of people really do want to push the competitive side, but it should still be fun. So if it's not fun, maybe have a rest. And as again we've pointed out, sometimes having a rest can actually make you better and faster.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna I can't pull up the link, but I'll just write the channel of the video that I watched. So the channel is called Tone and Titan, and the name of the video was 10 best stretches for lower back pain and stiffness. And it's like only like 11 minutes long. But this could save your back at the next competition. All right, so we have just 90 seconds to go, and yeah, we'd love to see some more pieces put in. We've got, Ekaterina just finished, congratulations, and Angelica as well, Sabina. So we've got Andreas, Nicole, Juanita, Lotta, and Anna.
Oh, Freya's just put a comment that at Danish Nationals there was a pair changing places during the prelim and they slammed their heads together quite bad.
Oh no.
Take care, people.
Well, a potential hazard is, if we think back to Karen puzzles, is getting the wrong puzzle and then having it thrown to you across the room. I mean, there's so many things that could have gotten wrong. Like, she could have been hit in the face. It could have hit the person in front of her. It could have exploded onto a puzzle and sent pieces flying of the person next to them. Like, it's quite fortunate that she caught that puzzle, but I don't know whose idea. I don't know what they were thinking, whoever the person was that just like chucked it to her.
Oh, yeah. No, there must just be that bit where they just said, "Oh, I need to get that to Karen quickly." And that just became an overwhelming thought.
Oh, they'll be like, "This is going to make a great video, more drama." Like,
do you think that her getting the wrong puzzle was it's all part of the narrative?
Exactly, it could be. Oh, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. 2 hours. All right, well, well done, everybody, for sticking with it. This was a tricky one, and lots of doggies. So yeah, count up those pieces and let us know in the chat how many are left over. Yeah, so that video has 3.6 million views. So it's a really good video. Can highly recommend it. For anyone suffering from back pain from puzzling.
SJ is just saying she was behind Karen when that happened and it went so viral. People she hadn't seen in 30 years were contacting her to say they saw her.
True, SJ was right behind, yeah. No, and that video got shared so many times. It was just like, there's such a thing as a puzzle competition, and then there's such a thing that you can get the wrong puzzle, and the puzzle can just come flying at you, and then it doesn't, and then it still has its stickers on it, and you can't open the box. Like, yeah, I think that was the perfect piece of drama to be handed to Karen for our enjoyment and for to be remembered. All right. Okay.
Oh, Lotta's finishing, showing us her hazardous finger. Poor thing.
One hand puzzling tonight. Could you use your other hand? So we might have people dreaming of dogs tonight.
Slightly eerie looking, smiling dogs.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, in some ways, that's a bit A bit unsettling. If you woke up and saw that, you'd probably feel.
Or maybe the dog lovers enjoyed it. Maybe if you like dogs, it raises your enjoyment of the puzzle.
Yeah, but that could also be quite nightmarish.
All right, so we have the numbers. Oh yeah, from Nicole, Andreas, Lotta, Vanita, and Anna. Okay, so we've got everybody's numbers. Yeah, so yeah, well, thanks so much for joining me tonight, James. It was really great to have you.
Oh, it's always lots of fun. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, you got a nice new microphone there.
Oh, this is, I mean, I've actually had to, I normally just go in the kitchen, but there's busy in and outs this evening. So I've come into the room where I film my paintings and I do my YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
So I've actually got, I mean, I do have a studio set up here for sound recording and stuff. So, which, yeah, I probably should use, but I normally just go in the kitchen because I can have tea and things. But,
yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed your perspective today. And yeah, no, that's great what's been happening in the UK. And yeah, thanks, Juanita.
Bye. Yeah, no, it's been great fun. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a hoot.
Yeah, awesome. And you're happy to skip out of this one tonight, so to be a commentator rather than the puzzler. Yeah,
I don't, you know, if you've got any spare copies of that, please feel free to not send me one.
Well, who did we have today from the UK? Nia and Kira.
No,
maybe they would.
No, I really don't want one.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, James, and thanks to SJ and Freya and Alexandra and the others who are. Oh yeah, there's Kieran. Kieran says it was nice to meet you at the Nationals.
Oh, happy birthday, Kieran.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kieran. Yeah, so thanks.
Now go and celebrate.
Thanks for commenting along with us and watching the live stream. And yeah, we have another one in 2 days' time, and the co-host will be Jörn Schreiber from Germany, who was part of the team Pythagoras and was also one of the commentators at the German Nationals. So, all right, thanks everyone, and have a good evening. Bye.
Night, Michelle.